Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Ganesh Saxena. Today I am going to explain assignment 1, that is preliminary analysis analysis. In this assignment, we did the preliminary analysis of data set which is about hitters records of baseball players in the year 1986. First, to begin the analysis, we need to import the given Excel file, that is hitters clean, in a Python Jupyter notebook. There are two steps to follow to import the dataset. First, we need to import the libraries. So here we can see that I have loaded the libraries in the Jupyter notebook. First, for this, I've used the command import pandas std. Then we will use the short form of pandas std. Pandas is a standard data frame package in Python. It is a data analysis library that allows us to easily read, analyze, and modify data of dataset. Next, we need to define the dataset. Here we can see that I have defined a dataset with the name called dataset in this given case. To read the Excel file, I used the read underscore Excel function from the pandas library to read the dataset available in XLS format, that is Excel files. So here we can see that our Excel file is in the format of .xlsx. I have imported this file by using pandas.read underscore Excel function. In order to view the data set, we need to print it. The next step I have done is print the data set. For this, I have used the .head function. After printing the data set, uh, uh, printing the data set using .head function from the pandas, it will show the data set in the structured data frame format. Here we can see that after printing the data set, I have got the data set in a structured format. For each variable, the data is in a structured format. For example, for runs, it is showing runs scored by all the players in a structured format in the structured format. And to get the final and the final step, to get the key statistics of data set, we need to use describe function. That is dot describe from the pandas. So after using this command, I've got the key insights for all the variables. For example, for hits, I've got all the key insights like count, mean, standard deviation, minimum, 25 percentile, 50 percentile, 75 percentile, maximum. In this assignment, I've taken 4 independent variables into consideration. To get their key insights, I've used a describe function for each variable as well. For example, I've used describe function for the runs variable. In the second, I've used describe function for the walks variable. In the third, I've used describe function for the years and year describe function for the errors variable. Now coming to our first variable, that is runs, number of runs scored by the baseball players in the year 1986. The second variable, number of walks performed by the players in the year 1986. Years, number of years played by the baseball players in the major league. Errors, number of errors made by the baseball player in the year 1986. Now coming to our first variable, that is runs. After using describe function, I have come to these key insights. First, mean, that is average number of runs scored by the baseball players in the year 1986. By calculating mean, I have come to that 54.7 number of runs have been scored by the baseball players on average. I've calculated by this by calculating adding all the number of runs scored by the players divided by the number of overall count. Next is maximum and minimum. The highest number of runs scored in the year 1986 is 130, whereas the lowest number of runs scored by any baseball player in the year 1986 is 0, 75 percentile. Here we can see that 75% of the baseball player have scored less than or equal to 73 runs in the year 1986, whereas 25% of the baseball players have scored more than 73 runs in the year 1986. Moving on to our next variable, that is walks, number of walks by the baseball player in the 1986. First, I have calculated the mean, that is average number of walks in the year 1986. I have calculated by this adding all the number of walks in the year 1986 by the total count. I have come to 41.411. Now we can say that 41.11 is the average number of walks have been performed in the year 1986. Next is maximum and minimum. The highest number of walks in the year is 105 by all the baseball players, while the lowest number of walks performed by any baseball player is the 0 in the same year. Now coming to our third key insight, that is 75 percentile. That is 75% of the baseball player has walked less than or equal to 57, while remaining 25% have scored more than that, and maximum up to 105. Next, our third variable is years. Number of years played by the baseball players in the major league. First, I have calculated mean, that is average number of years played by the baseball player. I have calculated by adding all the number of years played by the baseball players in a major league by total number of count. Now we have come to that 7.31 is the average number of years played in the major league. Next is maximum and minimum. The highest number of years played by any player in the major league is 24. And minimum number of leagues played by any baseball player is 1. Now coming to our third key insight, that is 75 percentile. 75% of the baseball players have played less than or equal to 10 years, while the remaining 25% of the baseball players have played major leagues for more than 10 years, up to maximum 24 years. Now coming to our last variable, that is errors. That is errors made by the baseball players in the year 1986. First, I have calculated the mean, that is average number of errors performed by the baseball players. So in this case, 8.59 is the average number of errors in the whole year 1986. I have calculated by adding all the errors performed by the players divided by the total count. Next is maximum and minimum. In the 1986, the highest number of errors made was 32, whereas least number of errors made by any player is 0 in the same year. Now, our third variable is 50 percentile. 50% of the errors made by the baseball players in the year 1986 is less than or equal to 7, while the remaining 50% of the baseball player has made more than 50%, more than 7 errors in the year 1986. So this is it. Thank you.